Hey everyone, Professor Obaidus Sattar here. Today we're fusing two educational powerhouses, Kolb's Experiential Learning Cycle and Engaged Learning Pedagogy, into a transformative teaching blueprint. No jargon, just actionable strategies you can use tomorrow. Let's turn theory into classroom magic. By the end of this session, you'll have a clear understanding of how these theories intersect and practical strategies to implement them in your teaching practice. Kolb's experiential learning theory is built on the idea that learning is most effective when it is rooted in experience. It's not about passively absorbing information, but actively constructing knowledge through doing, reflecting, thinking, and acting. Engaged learning pedagogy complements this beautifully by emphasizing active participation, collaboration, and meaningful connections between learners and content. Together, these approaches can revolutionize the way we teach and learn. Let's start by unpacking Kolb's experiential learning cycle, a four-stage process that transforms experience into learning. 1. Concrete experience. This is where it all begins. Learners engage in a new experience or reinterpret a past one. 2. Reflective observation. Next, they step back to analyze the experience from various perspectives. 3. Abstract conceptualization. Here they develop theories or generalizations based on their reflections. 4. Active experimentation. Finally, they apply their newly formed ideas to real-world situations. This cycle is iterative and continuous, allowing learners to deepen their understanding with each pass through the stages. Now let's see how this aligns with engaged learning pedagogy. Imagine you're teaching a science class. Concrete experience. Begin with a hands-on experiment where students mix chemicals to observe reactions. Reflective observation. Facilitate a discussion or journaling session where students analyze what they observed. Abstract conceptualization. Guide them in forming hypotheses or theories about why certain reactions occurred. Active experimentation. Challenge them to design and conduct their own experiments to test their hypotheses. This approach ensures that students are not just engaged, but are actively constructing knowledge at every stage. Engaged learning pedagogy thrives on collaboration and real-world relevance. Let's apply Kolb's cycle in a humanities class. Concrete experience. Start with an immersive activity like role-playing historical figures during a key event. Reflective observation. Encourage students to reflect on how different perspectives influenced outcomes. Abstract conceptualization. Help them draw connections between historical events and modern issues. Active experimentation. Assign them a project where they propose solutions to contemporary problems based on historical lessons. Notice how this method keeps students deeply involved while fostering critical thinking and creativity. One of the strengths of Kolb's theory is its acknowledgement of individual learning styles. Kolb identified 4 styles based on preferences for perceiving and processing information. 1. Divergers, imaginative learners who excel at brainstorming and reflecting. 1. Assimilators, logical thinkers who thrive on structured explanations. 1. Convergers, practical problem solvers who enjoy applying theories. 1. Accommodators, hands-on learners who prefer trial and error approaches. To maximize engagement in your classroom, for divergers, include group discussions and reflective journals. For assimilators, provide clear lectures and analytical tasks. For convergers, use simulations or technical projects. For accommodators, incorporate hands-on experiments and fieldwork. By catering to these styles while encouraging students to develop less preferred areas, you create an inclusive environment that supports diverse learners. Assessment is another critical component of engaged learning. Use formative assessments aligned with Kolb's stages. 1. Evaluate participation during concrete experience activities. 2. Assess depth of reflection during reflective observation. 3. Review conceptual frameworks developed during abstract conceptualization. 4. Observe application skills during active experimentation tasks. This cyclical assessment mirrors the learning process itself, providing meaningful feedback at every stage. Now, let's talk about best practices for combining Kolb's cycle with engaged learning pedagogy. 1. Blend theory with practice. Use Kolb's cycle as a roadmap for designing lessons that actively engage students across all stages of learning. 2. Foster collaboration. Create opportunities for peer-to-peer interaction at every stage of the cycle. 3. Encourage reflection. Incorporate tools like journals or group discussions to deepen understanding during reflective observation. 4. Emphasize application. Design real-world tasks that allow students to experiment with their newfound knowledge. In conclusion, combining Kolb's experiential learning cycle with engaged learning pedagogy creates classrooms that are not only active but transformative. Students don't just learn, they experience, reflect, conceptualize, and apply knowledge in ways that resonate deeply with them. Here's your takeaway. Engaged learning isn't about fancy tech or chaotic group work. It's a deliberate dance between experience and insight. Kolb gives you the choreography. Your job? Set the stage, then step back. Watch them wrestle, reflect, and rise. Try one strategy this week. Share your story below. Let's build a community of educators who teach like they'll remember it. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, education isn't about filling minds. It's about igniting them through meaningful experiences. Until next time.